What's going on, everybody? Welcome. If you're watching this or if you're joining, hopefully you go back to the beginning. Been just kind of reading and studying up on just like utilizing the time. That's pretty much all we have. It's like the most valuable to us this time. So I wanted to take advantage of this time while I'm out driving. There's nothing more you can do within your time trying to be productive. Just focus on driving. But while I'm here, I might as well try to use this to my advantage. I don't know, there's been a lot of things recently just on my mind about what I want to talk about, kind of get some conversations going, and just informative things that I've learned over the years. More so for just like up and coming artists would be one way to look at it, and just how to utilize the talent that you have, the information that you have, and being more efficient with the people that you're working with. I've learned over the years a lot of little tricks or just things to be aware of when you go into certain situations. Being a drummer, I always have the most responsibility in terms of equipment, and my time is also very valuable because there's nothing worse than being a late drummer and just showing up to an event trying to sneak in and load in some drums. Even with my smallest kit, I still have 3 loads for me to get my stuff inside of the gig or the venue. You know, that's always the biggest thing. I can never just park and then just walk into the gig and set up. You know, that's the benefit of maybe a guitar player with a small rig, a singer with a microphone and a stand. So sometimes, yeah, between the drummer and the keyboard player, we have the most stuff to deal with. So these are always some of the key questions. You know, when you get a contact for a gig, you always want to ask some of the key questions. What's the load-in situation? Like, where do we have to load in order to get our stuff in efficiently? For me, I do always like to load in as close to the door, as close to the stage as possible. So it never hurts to ask, just to ask the questions first up front before you get there. That way you're not spending 15 minutes looking for parking, looking for load in, or looking for a place to drop your stuff off, then move your car. I usually try to get there early enough to either load close to the door so I can get all of the equipment out of the car and close to the stage door, the load-in door as possible. That way at least everything is secure and maybe inside the building, and then go park the car. That's one aspect of it. Dealing with your contacts when you're working with either a band for the first time or just a new crew of cats, whoever the lead is. I always try to go off of maybe what they're comfortable with, and then I also will implement maybe 1 or 2 keynote things that I like as far as the setup. You know, usually just by tradition, a drummer and a bass player usually like to set up close to each other just based on the rhythm section and the feel. Visually, I hate, let me just say that, visually I usually hate setting up in the center just because soloists and singers, you know, they always stand right in front, and I personally always feel like there's enough space on a stage that you can set up to where the drummer doesn't have to be necessarily set up in the center just because either we have the biggest space, or again, based on tradition. That's like one of my pet peeves when I watch shows like TV shows, talk shows, late night shows. When they set up the band, they always put the drummer in the center of the stage as like the anchor, but again, he always gets swallowed up by the camera angles based on the singer being in front. a lot of that too is also that I think that it's visually, I think it's just cool if you're able to get like a symmetrical or just a very cool geometric shape on stage with the setup. So that's just my personal preference. Again, I'm looking out from the drummer's perspective because we get stuck in the middle, and that's just a default thing. So, but yeah, I mean, if you say something, at least it's an awareness, because sometimes, you know, we do things out of just habit and out of routine, so people don't necessarily think about that, like other musicians in the band or other, you know, like the stage, maybe the stage director or whoever is kind of in charge of either the band setup or the aesthetics. So that's another aspect of it. You know, if you are a new contemporary drummer, you know, always want to be aware of your setup as far as like electricity. Do you have a power socket near you? If you're using like a drum machine or a drum pad. I've gotten to the point where I bring a lot of equipment just on standby, whether that's XLR cables, whether that's 1/4-inch cables. I have 2 extension cords, and this is good to have inventory, you know, to be on hand, because it's nothing worse than being the person that doesn't have something. So you always want to be responsible for your equipment. Again, it's the same as any job, you know, any profession, even a singer. You know, we always talk about that too. Every singer should own a microphone. It's an investment. I don't care what the situation is. You know, it's taken years for us to all develop our crafts. So we have to invest into our craft and into the equipment that we own. So yeah, every singer should have a microphone. If you are a background singer, you should have your own microphone. It don't have to be a state-of-the-art, high-end $3,000 microphone. It can be a $100 microphone, but just be a decent vocal mic that you own. So by default, if you get to a place and they say, oh, we only have 1 or 2 microphones, but we have inputs, then you say, all right, that's okay. I got my own microphone and I am ready to work. I came prepared. So that's another thing to think about. People don't necessarily think about it, or they take it for granted when you go into clubs and different things like that. So, you know, that's something that you should be aware of, because I've also been in that situation too, where I've gotten to a gig fairly early. I mean, I usually do anyway. I usually get there early just to set up and be comfortable. I don't like to rush or be stressed out when I get there. But yeah, you know, you get there and they ask you to move your equipment or to move over a little bit. So sometimes it's a hassle, sometimes it's not necessarily the easiest thing to do as well, you know. So all the little things, like with having a rug, you know, so you can slide stuff over, that helps a lot. You know, but just being flexible, but also being prepared. Very prepared is always the key to any of the situation, man. It's just being professional, because you know, there's like different levels and different percentages to all of this. You know, people talk about having a good attitude. That's a large portion of it, having a good attitude. Being a skilled musician, being a skilled artist and a professional, that has a lot to do with it, and that goes a long way too. You don't always have to necessarily get along with people, but you don't have to be a foul person or just somebody that people don't get along with in order for you to still get work and to hang out with as far as a gig is concerned. So yeah, that's just something to consider. The main thing, man, is just being prepared. Just being prepared for what you're doing. You know? I'm also a person that at least I like to get a heads up if there's new music. Then I like to get heads up on that. And that's a good question I always ask like, what tunes are we doing? If you have an idea of what type of music we're playing on a specific gig, then that's a really good question too. Just too, because I'm a very big stickler on aesthetics, and I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Is even asking what type of gig it is as far as the event. Is it a birthday party? Is it a wedding? Is it a celebration? Is it a corporate gig? And if the whole band is not on the same page, that's one aspect of it. Because then you don't look like a solid group. You don't look like a cohesion of people working together. It just looks like a hodgepodge. So all that connects to branding. So it's like, what is the brand? What are you guys trying to convey? Are you trying to showcase longevity with this group? Or again, it goes back to whoever's in charge. Who's in charge of the group should have a lot of say-so with those little details. And whatever the lead person is, or whoever the head of the band is, the contractor or the person that's in charge of the band, should have some kind of grasp on what the brand or the look of the group is as well. So again, I always ask the question too, because yes, I am very in tune with the details of the aesthetics and like the look and a certain specific fashion. I don't personally, I don't usually want to be the person that shows up dressed up to something that everybody's going to be casual for if it's not my group or not, people that I normally play with. It's not necessarily embarrassing for me because I'm very comfortable in whatever my vibe is or my aesthetic is for that day or for the gig. But I'm a very big team player, so I don't want to be awkward out, the odd man or the awkward person out by default. If everybody's being casual, then yeah, I'm throwing some jeans and a t-shirt. I'll still be fresh, but I still want to bring a cohesion to the group. Because the average person, the people that sit in the audience, they don't care about none of that stuff. It's like they know when it's awkward, or they know when something is not right. But they also don't know when you guys are on the same page and you guys are really tight. That makes it less noticeable for them to have anything to worry about or to be a distraction. Because otherwise, when you guys are tight, musically it's tight, that's one thing that helps and it saves a gig at the end of the night. Visually it looks good, so that also puts them at ease, so that they're not distracted with different things that's going on visually on the stage. So yeah, it's like you are trying to bring the best experience to the stage for the audience as possible. You want to take them out of the normalcy. We are the people that brings new life to the situation. You don't know what people have gone through, and we have been blessed with that additional gift and that talent and that blessing to be able to give back to the world and give back to people that are coming out for an outlet. It's like if they wanted to deal with some crappy people, they could have stayed home as well and just continue to deal with whatever they were going through earlier. So we just want to keep an awareness of that as well. So that's kind of all for now. That's some of the things that were on my heart that I wanted to talk about. I kind of want to continue this. I would love to open this up as a forum somewhere down the road and utilize, I guess, our modern technology and the things that we have access to nowadays. So you guys stay tuned. I appreciate that. You guys tuning in and checking out what I was doing and talking about today. Make sure you guys continue to take care of what you're doing as far as your craft and your work and your equipment. Be prepared for whatever situation it is. No excuses. We just are problem solvers. We all, as artists, the artists and musicians, we are problem solvers. So just be conscious of that. All right, you guys take care, man. Appreciate you. Peace out.